Okay, Google, what's the weather going to be like today?
Today in the Villages, it'll be sunny, with a forecasted high of 84 and a low of 61. Right now, it's 84 and sunny.
Let's get back to the news. I'm still on my diet. We're running. Still on my diet. I've now working on Yuengling light beer. I've been on it for a month. Quick note. A buddy of mine told me, because I told him I needed to drop about 20 pounds because of my back and other stuff. I said, I got to drop 20 pounds. I said, I hate giving up really good food and all this kind of stuff. He said, well, I started drinking light beer. He said, and over the last few years, I've lost quite a bit of weight. He told me what he lost and everything. I said, really? I said, just light beer? He said, oh yeah, just light beer. And he says, and wine's the worst. He said, there's more calories in wine per glass, like 300 calories per glass. And I drank wine. I said, oh. So I cut wine out pretty much. And I went to light beer, which this beer is like 90 calories per bottle, I think. I gotta tell you, it's been a month now, and I've lost something like, what was it? Is there like 13 or 14 pounds so far? Holy crap! How it know? All right, let's get on with it. Villages news. I'm gonna go through it quick because there's a couple things. I also got the news today from the POA and the VA and some other stuff. Man spotted on golf cart on County Road 466. Holy crap, 466 is a major highway on drunk driving charge. I'm shocked that alcohol was involved here. Come on. Man driving a golf cart. Look at this guy. They arrested him. He still looks drunk. Driving a golf cart on County Road 466 was arrested Tuesday night on a drunk driving charge. A tan golf cart without a license plate. The reason why they're looking for a license plate is because it's not street legal. And even if it was street legal, there's limitations on that too. Tan golf cart without license plate was spotted shortly after 9 p.m. was middle of the night. Well, around here, in case you don't know, most people around here at 9 o'clock at night, everything gets shut down except for just a few handful of places. Everything is shut down and most people go home. Traveling west on County Road 466, a Sumter County Sheriff's deputy pulled over the golf cart in the parking lot of Steak and Shake. If you've been here, you know where that is. The driver of the golf cart was identified as 41-year-old Adam Kyle Chamberlain. He told the deputy he thought there was a golf cart path along 466 and said he got lost while trying to find his way home. That sounds reasonable. People do get lost. The officer knows that. But when you're drunk, it ain't gonna work. Chamberlain asked the deputy to call his father so he could go home. He promised he would not drive the golf cart anymore. I promise. I call my daddy. I promise. It appeared Chamberlain had been drinking. He struggled through the field sobriety exercise and at one point complained to the deputy. He says, I could not do these exercises sober. Oh my God. Take him to jail and just be done with it. An empty bottle of Canadian LTD whiskey was found wrapped in a towel in the golf cart. A pipe with residue of marijuana was found in the pocket of Chamberlain's shorts. A criminal history revealed a DUI conviction in 2016 in Clearwater, as well as DUI in 1995 in South Carolina. Like the guy says, well, apparently you haven't learned your lesson yet. Okay, what else we got? More school resource officers coming to the Villages charter schools. What this country is coming to with guns and stupid ass kids and shooting and just dumb stuff. Totally dumb. Man, I swear the answer to most of these things that's going on in this country is education. Most of these people are school dropouts. They're uneducated. I don't know what else is going wrong in their life. Is there a mother and a father at home to keep an eye on their kid? I don't know. All I know is there are serious problems and it's got to be dealt with. If mom and dad ain't going to deal with it, then I guess law enforcement has to. But it's a damn shame that in our schools, I go back when I was in high school, What would it be like to go to school every day and have police officers, going down our hallway, maybe go through a metal detector at every entrance at the school to come in, maybe even go through a bag search like you do at the amusement parks nowadays to come to school. I mean, I don't know. All I know is this ain't the world that I come to. Bridgeport of Lake Sumter woman scolds deputy who arrested her on drunk driving charge. There's another thing. Everybody talks about the newer generation being the, what do they call it? The word in my mind is escaping me. Where they expect stuff. They just expect you to give them stuff. What's that called? Anyway, whatever. But anyway, these older people down here are the same way. It doesn't make any difference if it's Bridgeport neighborhoods or wherever they're at. But there is a lot of older people here that no matter where they live, they just seem to think that they are special. And they don't have to park where you're supposed to park. They don't have to abide by the laws, I guess. I don't know where they get this idea, but I have heard it in myself in different stores, the way people talk to people. And there are some people here that are just downright rude. Just rude. That's all I can tell you. Why they're that way, I don't know. So it ain't just a younger generation. You would think some of these older people would be a little nicer than they are. Most are, but there's always that certain percent, isn't there? Always. So anyway, let's move on. Marion County Sheriff's deputy shot at while trying to disperse crowd at bar. It's up in Ocala, I think. That's not here. But it's longtime Wildwood mayor announces decision about his political future. Mayor Ed Wolf has announced that he's going to run for another 4-year term. He had been talking about retiring after this term. He's not a spring chicken. Sorry, Ed, but you're not a spring chicken. But his health is good. His mind's really good. He's a very astute business person. He knows how to, he knows what side his bread's buttered on, let's say. He did screw up, him and his buddies up there, did screw up one deal for the villages, which I thought was a bad mistake. I still think it's a bad mistake, Ed, I'm sorry. But when they wanted to buy that land where Trailwinds is at now, you recovered, I'll admit. You got Lowe's to go in there, you got Aldi's and some of these other places to go in, so you guys recovered okay. But the villages has been long standing in Sumter County, and they've got a track record that's impeccable. Your tax base would have risen, it'd have been done by now, totally done by now. You'd have been collecting money at least over a year by now. So by doing what you did and trying to get him to bend over a little bit of the rules here to accommodate Wildwood residents, I thought was a bit much. They've been trying to do the same thing you did for many, many years at other areas of the villages, and they're still trying. He's been very protective of those things, and I'm glad he is, because I didn't buy here, and I'm not paying my amenity fees here to make people in Wildwood like me, truthfully. We pay for these swimming pools. They're not public pools. We pay for these golf cart trails here. They're not public trails. When you start forking over money to pay for some of this stuff out here, then maybe you can talk. But to get it for free, I don't think so. Okay, what else we got? Son charged in stealing information from mother's jewelry store in the villages. Another kid, he opens up a jewelry store somewhere else, I forget. I read this story, I'm going to go through it real quick. And then he stole his mom's computer. On that computer was some serious information for her business. She got a successful jewelry business. In that computer were things like her buyers, probably what she was paying for certain items, bulk items maybe, where they come from, who her contacts was, who her customers were. A lot of these people have customers that really doesn't come to the store. They do it on the phone. She knows them. She has all their information on that computer, probably computer card numbers, all these things. Her boy took this computer, took it home, and I don't forget what it was. A few days later or whatever, he called her assistant up to come and pick it up, and he gave it back to her. Well, she found out that the computer had been compromised, so Mom pressed charges on him. Good going, Mom. Don't put up with that shit. Whoops, sorry. He stole your information. I mean, you worked your whole life to get this stuff, to get it to where it's at, and he wants to steal it and you know, like overnight. Let him put in the due diligence like you did. He has to work for what he's going to have. Sorry, kid, but you screwed up. All right, what else we got? Villager horrified after a neighborhood alligator hauled to slaughter after it was reported. Listen, people, I know what you'd like to think, and I know that there's a rumor that goes around. It's just a bunch of old fuddy-duddies drinking coffee somewhere. They had a beer somewhere, and they all come up with this idea that isn't true. I've mentioned it before. These alligators are not taken out into the swamp somewhere and turned loose and go, here you go, buddy, now you got a good life. No, it doesn't happen that way. In most cases, I know one person here, and when you got to be state licensed to catch these gators to start with. When he comes in and catches a gator, what he does, if it's over 8 foot, in his situation, because he's state licensed, and there are rules that once you're state licensed, you have to follow, and I don't know what they all are, but I know, excuse me, in his situation, if it's 8 foot or longer, he takes it in. In other words, it's done. It's gator tots tomorrow at Gators. I mean, it's a luggage bag for somebody next year. He's a dead gator. He's gone. If it's under 8 foot, like maybe 7 foot and under, 6 foot and under, I don't know. There's a certain size limit that he has. He has a gator farm out in the country where he resides. And it's just basically a big hole in the ground that they dug, big one. It's full of water, not pretty water either, but I guess gators don't care. And a nice fence that goes around it, and he turns them loose in there. And then he feeds them. Where he gets all these different things, my guess would be there might be a certain amount of roadkill involved he picks up. There might be some chicken factory around here somewhere that has rejected chickens for some reason or another, and he might go pick them up. I don't know where he gets the food, but he feeds them until they get to a certain size, and then he, just like cattle, he loads them up and he takes them in. Probably takes them in 1 or 2 at a time back a pickup, but you know, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, they're gone. You know, I don't know why you guys make an issue of it. You don't want them in your backyard, even though you built your house in their backyard. And then when they show up in your backyard, it's, oh my God, I want him out of here, but please don't hurt the poor guy. Well, you're the one that called him. And some of these people that are feeding these alligators, you know you're not supposed to do it. Don't tell me you don't. It's all over the news. It's always in the newspaper. Don't feed the alligators because they lose their fear for humans. And then every time they see a human, they relate that human to chicken or whatever it is you're feeding that gator. And so they start swimming toward that human, no matter who it is. And that's the threat. That's when the gator guys get called in and they haul them out. So best thing to do is leave him in the swamp, don't bother him, just sit in your lanai, look at him, you know, admire him, take pictures from very afar, don't walk up to the gator, don't walk your dog around the pond, and just leave it alone and you'll be fine. People freak out on gators around here, and most of the time all they're doing is laying in the sun and sleeping. They're not even doing anything. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. I get so tired of it. 72-year-old woman on a scooter killed in collision with pickup in Lake County. They just had last week, and this might have been part of that. This might have been last week's headline. They had Leesburg or motorcycle rally, motorcycle quest, or whatever they call it over there. They have it every year, just like they have the one at Daytona. I've been to that one. It's the largest one. And then they have this one in Leesburg, which is okay. I'll be honest with you, I don't care for it. I went by it once. It looked pretty dirty and trashy to me. and I just don't like it. So, but anyway, I'm guessing that this probably has something to do with that. And last year they had it over there, and I think it was either one or two people were shot, and either one or both of them died later. So, you know, they got troubles over there at that motorcycle thing, and I don't know exactly what it is, but I just don't go over there. Here's another article. Nuisance alligators captured in Florida face sure slaughter when hauled away. Yes, they do. They take them, they shoot them, and they gut them, and they skin them, and then we eat them. That's what they do. Let me see what we got going here. I'm going to get done with this pretty quick because I got some other stuff here. Marion County unveils firefighter pay deal that tops compensation in the villages. I think it was Lady Lake up there. They just negotiated another contract or a new contract for their firefighters up there. The villages just got done settling theirs, and I don't know what the contract. Don't ask me. I don't know what they're getting paid. I don't want to know. Don't really care. But it was a long hashed out thing, as they usually are, and they just did their contract renegotiations in Lady Lake, and that's what they're talking about. Apparently they got more money there for their guys than here, and probably due to villages, because Pine Ridge, Pine Hills, parts of LaBelle, maybe all of LaBelle, anyway, that whole area over there, and there's thousands of homes there that's in Marion County, or is that Lake County? Well, whatever county that is. I think it's Lake County. So anyway, or is that Marion County? What does this say? Marion County. And so they're making a lot more now because of property taxes. You can figure the average home over there is going to pay around $2,500 a year in property taxes. Please, the average home. I don't really give a damn how much you're paying. So he is getting that much more money off thousands of homes. So they've negotiated a little bit better of a deal. But how that's going to possibly, you know, bite us in the butt is the fact that these guys come and go, just like the police officers. They're here, they're gone, they're here, they're gone. If one of these guys over here has been over here for a couple of years, a young feller, got a family, he's looking to make a little bit extra more money, maybe some better benefits or something like that, and I don't blame the guy. If he goes to Lady Lake and finds out there's an open position over there, he puts in an application. I don't know how they do this, you know, their hiring practices, but if he can get a job over there and make himself an extra $4,000 or $5,000 a year, or maybe some better insurance for him and his family, better retirement package, he's gone. He's going to go over there. So that could be a little bit of a problem here. Here's villagers among those reaching out to help critically ill Wildwood Elementary student. There's a little 8-year-old girl. She's I didn't read the whole thing, but apparently she's ill. Some rare thing, and you'll find here in the villages there's hundreds and hundreds of people that will have golf outings to raise money to help with doctor bills. They'll have pie sales, you name it, they do it here. Just for an example, my wife started a group in our area called the Prayer and Care Group. That's just for here. That's not for all of the villages like some people think. Recently, last Saturday, one of our neighbors here was in a serious car accident. He's home. He can't drive. His wife is still in the hospital. I think she had surgery. Not sure. I'm not going to mention any names. But she's still in the hospital. So yesterday, I know that my wife, well, actually 2 or 3 days ago, was notified about it from other friends of theirs. And she went into action. We got a lot of neighbors here now that's volunteered for making sure he's got food in the refrigerator, you know, make him a meal. Just to go over and see if he needs anything on a daily basis. Call him every so often, just to make sure he's okay. She picked him up yesterday and took him over to the pharmacy, wherever she went, so he could get his medications. Might be pain medications, you know, whatever. I know his car was completely destroyed. They had to cut him out of the car. This was a serious accident. So that's what we do here, or what she does here. The neighbors here do a care and prayer thing, and they'll make a basket for him. They'll just do whatever we can do. We can't do everything, but we can do a lot to make your life a little bit easier until his wife gets home. She's the one that's going to have to drive now, because he can't drive anymore. And we're not unique. We're not, by the way, that's how you kill rabbits. You sneak up on them, get it? Anyway, we're not unique in that situation. There's a lot of villages here that do that. Villager late for a meeting at hospital arrested after violating a move-over law on El Camino Real. Yeah, what can I tell you? I mean, it's the law. You're no different. I read this story real quick. Officer had somebody pulled over for speeding, and while he was standing next to the car, this guy went by him and he didn't move over. And the officer watched it, and he said there was nobody next to him. He had ample opportunity to move over. He just didn't move over. Now, why he didn't move over, I don't know. Talking on his cell phone, I don't know what he was doing. But he didn't move over. So when the officer got done, he caught the guy. And caught him in the, caught him on El Camino Real right before the hospital, the village's hospital. And that's where this guy was heading. So while he was in the car with his driver's license and stuff, I guess, running a check on everything and was going to issue him a ticket, the guy yells something back at the officer, says, "I'm late for a meeting. I can't sit here all day," or something to that effect. And he took off. And the officer with the lights and the siren chased him down all the way, I guess, to the hospital parking lot. And that's when they got him out of the car, and that's when he was arrested. I mean, you can't do that. I don't care who you are. You just, this is what I'm talking about. Some of these elderly people here thinks that they are special, you know, and so they do silly things. So, and that's pretty silly. You don't go nowhere till an officer tells you to go. And if an officer tells you to stop, you stop. If he tells you to lay down, you lay down. I mean, that's just what you do. Or you could be shot. I mean, we all know this, right? Seems like there's that 1% out there that seems like they don't know that. Okay. I think I already went through it all. I just lost it all. No matter, yep, that full is empty. We are done. Only thing left on here is my golf stuff. Real quick in the, oh damn it. I just lost that page. When I pulled this out, the book shut, and I won't be able to find it. There's a website you can go to for some information, the CIC. A lot of people that move into villages, even the new residents especially, they see things and they're always making suggestions like, you know, the villages ought to do this or the villages ought to do that. Well, first of all, let me just tell you, the villages doesn't really run everything here, never did. So when you say the villages ought to do something, I'm not who you're talking about, the villages. The villages is the name of the city. We have governments, but we have district governments for each district that you live in. That's why I always tell people, check your district deed restrictions before you do anything, so you don't get in trouble. But there's a website, and they're always looking for volunteers. It's the CIC, and that's where you put in suggestions. One suggestion was, and this is nothing that happens overnight. This takes a while to get these things going. People were always complaining about the golf cart paths not having signs on them, kind of directing people the right direction, how to get somewhere. And I will admit, I've never had a problem because I've been here long enough where I pretty much know how to get around. I get a little confused way up north, Mulberry area and stuff, because I don't go up there that much. But when I do, I really have to be diligent because it's different there than here. But they were talking about signs, like when you go under a tunnel, there's usually a wall in front of you, and there'd be a sign right there telling you to turn left to go here or turn right to go there. And they didn't have them. So they've been putting in these suggestions and everything to where now they're putting up signs. It's already been approved. The different signs are going everywhere. I don't know what all the signs are about or what they're going to point you to, but I knew they were going everywhere. Anyway, the website is not the villages, villages, villagescic.org, villagescic.org. You go there, you read it, you get a little bit of information. If you're interested, if you're new, you'd like to volunteer or put in a suggestion, that's where you go. AAA agent discusses sinkhole golf cart insurance coverage. I want to read some of this real quick. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I've covered sinkhole and all that stuff several times, but I'm just going to read it real quick. I'm not going to read that part. But apparently the Village Regional Hospital postponed a discussion about something, probably the long waiting line in the emergency rooms. And this lady from AAA took over his place. So Miss DeGristina began with the good news for current AAA members. Emergency service for golf cart and bicycle breakdowns is covered with your membership. She recommended downloading the AAA app, and if you need to use the service with a smartphone, it will find you with your GPS tracker. The service is available 24 hours a day. If you don't have a smartphone, call the number on the back of your membership card. Catastrophic and sinkhole coverage. What is the difference? Florida law requires that all insurance companies offer catastrophic coverage, which is defined as a total loss of home. If there is a sinkhole or other damage due to sinkhole that is not under roof, it is not covered. Catastrophic coverage is a home that is uninhabitable. Your home has to be deemed uninhabitable by whoever's in charge. It could be the fire chief, it could be different people. But once it's declared uninhabitable, you're done. You can't go back in that house without special permission, maybe to get some special things out of that house, medicine or whatever, and somebody would have to be with you and all this and that. So, you know, I mean, it has to be deemed uninhabitable. Catastrophic home is a home uninhabitable, whereas the broad sinkhole coverage puts a cap on your out-of-pocket expense for any partial loss under the roof line, which is usually 10% of your coverage a dwelling, as posted on your declaration page. Not all homes qualified for the broader coverage, which is admittedly a scary proposition in Florida. Companies are not required to provide the broader coverage, and many do not. Sinkhole protection only covers anything under the roof line. Anything beyond the roof line is not covered. Remember me telling you here a while back that 2 houses that are a total loss up north? One of those homes had a swimming pool, and the insurance company is wanting to pay them for the house, but they said you'll have to replace your own pool. See, that's not under the roof line, according to what this is saying, which I really find that kind of highly unusual, because I would have thought a total loss would have been covered under catastrophic ground collapse. So I don't know. I guess they'll have to argue that out. Screened enclosures. After Hurricane Irma, some companies are no longer covering screened enclosures. If you're buying a home, keep this in mind. AAA is still covering the enclosures and the screen, not just the structure. So see, now all of a sudden the structure of your screen lanai is one thing, but if your screen gets blown out, they may not cover the screen. These insurance companies, to me, is getting a little goofy. Golf cart coverage. Miss DeGristina recommends that you get a separate policy for your personal golf cart and any cart you may provide with your rental property. It is relatively new that you can have a cart with a rental property covered. That is true. She said you should also get a separate golf cart policy for your homeowner's coverage to avoid claims that could affect your premium. And then it goes on talking about flood insurance and what it covers and what it don't cover and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to read any of that. I was going to show you in this book right here, Inside the Bubble, written by Ryan Erisman. I go to this every now and then to double check some of these things I read in the paper, And in most cases, he's got it in here almost the exact same way. I mean, this book is just right on. He's even talks about the newer stuff, the Village of Southern Oaks, talking about refreshing the historical district up there, which I've talked about. They're taking out some of the old trailers and they're building brand new stick-built homes up there, which personally I think is a great idea when you think about it. There's no bond there. They're in an area of neighborhood that there's no through street. So you won't have a lot of outside people cutting through your neighborhood to get to work. A short golf cart ride over the bridge, and boom, you're downtown Spanish Springs, tons of restaurants, shopping areas right next to Spanish Springs, all golf cart accessible. It's not a bad idea. So anyway, what else has he got in here today? I'm just looking here real quick. I picked this thing up on, the Village of Finney. He's got an area in here about the Village of Finney. Talks about the third generation and passing the torch. That's a very interesting article. It's very, very true. You hear so much bad about the developer. And they get a bad rap. They really do. So it just, I don't want to cut out of the bag in case you want to buy this book. Cart World, Golf Cart. Oh, by the way, he did send me a thing here a while back. Oh my gosh, what did I do with that web address? If you are interested in buying this book, Inside the Bubble, you can either get the book like I've got, or you can get the e-book. In other words, it's a lot cheaper. He just sends it to you on your phone, I guess, or your email address. Several pages long. I got it. www.insidethebubble.co, not .com. insidethebubble.co/skip, my name. And I believe you'll get a discount on the book. I don't know about the ebook, how that works or anything, but I believe on this book right here, you'll get a $10 discount to buy that book. So use it and save yourself a little bit of money. There's a lot of information in there, and I'll point it out once in a while. I'll get this book out. Maybe I'll read a little something out of it once in a while to give you an idea of the variety of stuff that's in there. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here for today. That's it. Long video. Sorry for it. Sorry about my rant, but you know, sometimes I just can't help myself. But anyway, you guys have a great one. Hope you enjoyed the video, and another glorious day in the Villages. 80-something degrees, I don't know what it is. Sunny. It gets to this time of year, the weather's almost boring. 83 degrees, sunny, partly cloudy, 68 degrees tonight, and tomorrow will be 83 degrees, sunny, partly cloudy in the evening, 62 degrees at night. It's the same thing every day, but I love it. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great one. See you on the other side.